how you're going to receive them, how to go ahead and set up your first system to take care of them, and then how to also harvest the castings from it. So first of all, worm castings, one of the great benefits of it is it's one of the most natural fertilizers that exists. If you can see here, when it's finely sifted, it is really dark in color and contains a lot of microbiology that's needed by the plants to simulate all the nutrients through the root systems. So a lot of you getting started with worms in your house to take care of and compost food scraps. This is kind of the end goal that we're looking to get from it. And I'll show you a little bit more about how our worms are sent. So this is typically what you'll receive. Again, always sell the worms in batches of 100, 500, or 1,000, depending on how much you're wanting to get started. They come in one of these burlap bags. You'll see once you open it up, they contain the worms. They aren't in there by themselves. We do ship them with coco coir to allow them space to stay hydrated as well as to transport correctly. So you'll see here this example of 100 worms that we've got coming in. So one of the things, again, when we ship them, we always ship them with the holes in the sides of the boxes so that it can breathe. We don't want it to stay out in the sunlight too long. Otherwise, they can get too hot. If they overheat, they can die. So again, we're shipping from Minnesota for the most part. So we do, during the winter months when it's too cold, we also pause shipping just so our worms aren't freezing while they're being shipped across the US. So here's our worms. Now let's show you how to get set up. First things first, I always want to make sure that they are hydrated when they first arrive. Sometimes during the shipping process, they can get a little bit more dried out. They do need to stay quite hydrated. And again, you can get one of those worm towers that have like the 3 layers, or you can just do a bin. Again, this is probably a little bit on the small side, but you can do a little bit bigger bin as well. Personally, I prefer the bin system, the single bin system, because it's just the easiest for people to do. The least amount of equipment that you need. You can get started with it, and then you don't actually have to sift, and I'll show you how I do that in a second. So what we'll do, first of all, to set up the bin is we want to put in bedding. Now for bedding, you can use either shredded paper, shredded cardboard, you could use peat moss, you could use coco coir. There's a lot of different things that work as bedding. In the demonstration today, I'm going to just go with shredded cardboard, basically just an Amazon box that I shredded up. Gonna fill this bin up. Again, this is the bedding, but they also consume the bedding. So they're going to go ahead and break this down and consume it. And actually when they are in something like a cardboard medium, they produce quite a bit of cocoons as well. So that'll turn into obviously more worms as the population grows. So yeah, what we'll do then is we'll make sure that we apply moisture water to the bedding first of all. Again, this could be filtered or tap water. It doesn't make too big a difference unless you have a lot of chlorine, then you might want to let it sit out for a second. What you want to do is have the cardboard saturated. Now you can actually start with this if you want as soon as you order and just have this bin ready to go kind of when your worms arrive. It'll give it more time to absorb the moisture and kind of get set up. But again, if you don't, we just get started when you arrive, the shredded cardboard or whatever. Now we're going to go ahead and put the worms in here. Again, they're always going to go down towards the bottom. They don't like sunlight. It's been described that their skin is kind of like an eyeball and they don't really like the sunlight. It almost causes burning sensation for them. So you can see here, as I put them on there, they're right at the surface. But because I do have overhead light, they are going to kind of dive down into that medium here shortly. So I like to just spread them out a little bit. at the top there. And then again, you don't necessarily need to feed them right away. I do like to give them something, especially after they've been traveling for a while. So in this case, all I have on hand is a banana peel. Again, food scraps for the most part. You don't want to do too much of like your cheeses or meats, but cooked pasta, all that kind of stuff can be consumed by these guys. And one thing to do with this as well is I always like to cover the food source. It helps prevent the flies, fruit flies. It can be kind of a little annoying. So if you cover them, the fruit flies won't lay their eggs. You can kind of see here. Now I've covered that. So they'll dive down into here as they get accustomed to their new habitat, and they'll go ahead and consume the food scraps. One thing to note too, when you first start out, you don't necessarily want to overfeed them. You don't want to fill it half full of food scraps. You just want enough so that they can feed on it, and then you'll be able to see how quickly those food scraps disappear. If they go very quickly, then okay, you can maybe put in a little bit more next time. If you're going to travel, things like that, you can put a little bit more on there. Again, you always want to make sure that the moisture level is pretty moist for them. They should have like a little shimmer or shine to their skin that kind of knows that they are correctly hydrated. One thing I typically do too, and you can actually do this with the box that arrives with your worms, is I'll just rip off a piece of cardboard and put it over the top so that there won't be as much evaporation out. If you do have a container with like an actual plastic sealed lid, make sure that it's cracked enough to get enough airflow. One of the things that people sometimes complain about is that the worms escaping the bin. The reason why that happens is because too much moisture collects around the outside or the lid of the bin from that humidity being trapped in there, not being able to breathe enough. And then what happens is the worms will follow that moisture up and out of the bin, and unfortunately won't be able to find their way out. You'll find dried worms kind of on the floor around as a key signal. So for me personally, I prefer burying the food scraps and actually leaving it completely open with just like a cardboard piece on the top of it. You can also do the same thing with just like a cutout from a plastic bag. Just set it in there and make sure that the sides stay dry and that they have enough room to breathe. But yeah, that's basically it. For harvesting, there's two main ways of being able to harvest the castings. What you see here, what we sell, of course, is the finely sifted worm castings, which are great, but a lot of you probably don't have sifters at home or necessarily want to take the time to sift. That's again where I would recommend having a little bit bigger bin, wider. And what you can do is you can go ahead and feed them on one side of the bin and then harvest from the other side of the bin. So essentially when you're first getting started, that's fine. Feed across the entire top of it. The more surface area, the more worms that you can have in there. And then when you're ready to harvest, you basically just start feeding on one side exclusively. Allow them to consume all of the food waste on the other side, and essentially they'll self-migrate to the other side. And then you can basically just take that straight out of there, apply it to your plants, your garden, what have you, without having to actually do any sifting. And then again, once you harvest from the one side and you're feeding from the other, you can now start to feed back again in the side that you harvest. So that'll give you basically a complete cycle. It's almost like a continual flow worm bin in just a regular Tupperware. So that's probably the best way to handle it. Again, if you ever have issues with your worms arriving and some of them not making it because of heat or whatever the issues, feel free, contact us right away. We want to make sure we can make that right. But we do try and ship them as fast as possible when the climate is conducive to them being able to go through the shipping system without any issues. We'll also find on all of our bags, we do have brief instructions if you want to have your worms living in your gardens, or if you're going to be processing food scraps, you can see that. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But that's the basics. Hope that's helpful. Thanks.